Welcome back to Steel City Live here on Mike Drop Sports. Here we go again, Steelers fans. Here we go again. The Pittsburgh Steelers involved in a ton of trade talks, free agency talks, things that are going on around the wide receiver position yet again. What's up, American Militia? DJ Thomas. What's up, Miss P? Good to see you guys in the chat early. But yes, my friends, here we are yet again. It's just, will it get done? That's the thing. Will the Pittsburgh Steelers be able to capitalize this offseason and put something into their wide receiver room that they've been needing? That's the real question here. Just tons and tons of talk here going on with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And it's just literally, you wonder what's going to happen, when you're talking about the wide receiver position because you've been disappointed so many times. This has been something that's been going on for so long with the Pittsburgh Steelers year after year after year. And it just makes you wonder, like, is it going to be the year that they finally add somebody of substance, somebody that's already established? You just wonder if that's going to happen. And there's several targets now. You hear the Seattle Seahawks cleaning house out there. Jackson Smith and Jigba being their guy now. That's their guy that they are going with, and they made that loud and clear by releasing aging guy and Tyler Lockett, 32 years old. Maybe that's somebody you can gain further down the line, and I know that may sound a little crazy because of his age, but I think there's still a little bit in the tank with Tyler Lockett, a guy that can contribute in a major way, that definitely could be that fourth guy in the room, that third guy in the room. I definitely wouldn't be opposed to somebody like that. Then you hear about the possibility of them trading a DK Metcalf now that he has asked to be traded. He's still a young guy. I believe 27 maybe right now. So you have DK, a guy that's an absolute freak. And that's something that would be absolutely special to put alongside George Pickens if he's still in the building. DK, George, Calvin Austin. Maybe you add a guy like Tyler Lockett in there, somebody similar to that. Then that makes that wide receiver room absolutely special. But none of this gets done without the quarterback position being solidified. And more as this inches towards March 12th area. I firmly will say this, and I don't know if I'm going to be wrong or not, but I really don't think so. I think I'm going to be right here. That's going to be Justin Fields. And again, whether that's right or wrong, none of us know. We all have our opinions on that, no doubt. And it's definitely a rocky road because you just don't know. You really just don't know. But if you do bring in a guy like that, or whoever you bring in, you want to arm them with a fucking arsenal. And I say that while you have so much cap space. Spend that shit. Go out there and really make a wide receiver room that strikes fear into defenses, that keeps defensive coordinators up at night thinking to themselves, how the hell are we going to cover this? Because if you put enough talent out there, enough talent that wants to work as a unit, that is not selfish, that can go out there and not care about their individual statistics and work within the scheme, you could do some real damage in the pass game. And that's just going to make things flourish all over the field in other locations in that run game. It's going to help out the offensive line because it's going to keep that defensive unit guessing. It's going to make them play on their heels because they're not going to be able to load up in the box whenever you're able to put out a real arsenal of wide receivers. So definitely that's something that we'll see. Bring back Hines. Yeah, no shit, man. No shit. No doubt about it, man. No doubt about it. No doubt about it, man. What's up, John Broadway? What's up, Zah? What's up, Mark Malone? Good to see you guys. Definitely good to see you all. But again, guys, we're here diving in, and this is now just getting really kick-started yet again. This wide receiver carousel, and will it get done? That's the thing, man. DK, Pickens, and Kirk. Yeah, I was just about to mention him. Thank you, Mark. I forgot all about him, actually. He was part of what I wanted to talk about at the beginning, and Christian Kirk being another guy. Mark brings that out there. Also, another guy that's a possibility, Darius Slayton, the guy that they showed interest in last year. So you see a lot of candidates out there, guys. So there's definitely options. It's just, if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers in this offseason right now, you can't do what you did last year and wait and wait and wait and wait. You have to have an open mind here. You have to get a pool of candidates. You have to get a group of players that you would want to have in that wide receiver room, and you have to go after every single one of them. You're not going to get every single one of them, but you can't do what you did with Brandon Ayuk. You can't do that anymore. What you did last season was just ridiculous. You put all your eggs in that basket, and we said that on the show so many times. Why are the Steelers doing this? Yeah, we don't want to hear this Brandon Ayuk talk, because in reality, it wasn't going to be something that happened. But they put all their eggs in that basket, and it really did hurt the Pittsburgh Steelers in a big, big way. Great picks, but no discipline. Bring back Hines Ward. We would love to, man. We would love to. Bang, bang, Steeler gang. Chad Muhammad, what's up? John Broadway, if there is one truth, which is we need to change our play schemes to be creative. Yes, Jason, absolutely. You definitely do. And, maybe having more players at your disposal in terms of what you can work with. Maybe that helps, no doubt about it. But you definitely got to be more creative, and I think that is going to pose a problem for the Steelers here this free agency period. The lack of creativity and the way other players are speaking about the Pittsburgh Steelers and what they've been able to do offensively. It's definitely something that they see. They see the media shit. This isn't just something that they're going to ignore, no doubt about it. They're going to want to go someplace that they can put up numbers, that they can produce, and that they can make money on the other side. They want their numbers to be up on both sides of the ball, man, the financial side and the football side. Let me get a drink. Cleveland is the only AFC North team not to have a shot at the North. That's from Daniel Warman. What's up, buddy? Yeah, the Browns are the Browns, and you see the Myles Garrett one now, the quarterback situation there. There's a lot of things that cause problem there, no doubt, and cause great concern if you're in that franchise or if you're a fan of that franchise. Definitely could really put you in a bind. What's up, Donald? Loudon back. Wave that terrible towel for Miss Pittsburgh. I'm not falling into the hoping and wish that goes on with the Steelers every offseason. And it does. Donald's right. It does. And that's the real question that the show is about today, guys. It's about, will they be able to do it, and can they do it? They can do it. That's the thing. That's I think, the thing that upsets you more than anything out of this. They can do it. They could have did it last year. They can do it. But yet, the trigger's not pulled. And there's players out there that it makes you wonder why they weren't brought in. Now, I know they were close to a deal. Christian Kirk, if he didn't have that injury, he would have been a Pittsburgh Steeler. I could say that with pretty much certainty with the way things were talked about with him. I could pretty much say that was going to be something that would happen. Now, you wouldn't have seen the Mike Williams thing. Mike Williams was kind of like the last dish effort there. So, yeah, you wouldn't have seen that. But they did bring in Mike Williams, and it makes you wonder why they didn't even utilize him. And it makes you wonder this also. Say they do bring in a mass quantity of reinforcements for the wide receiver room. Will they use those players, It definitely makes you wonder about that stuff, guys. This is a off season that, as I've talked about the Steelers now for a couple years, I've watched this team for many, many years, but talked about the Steelers here for a couple seasons now. It makes me just really uncomfortable because I know that I don't I don't believe in this offensive system. I don't believe in this coaching staff. I don't believe in the game plan. The schematics are so weak that I don't think if they arm this next quarterback, and I believe that to be Justin Fields, pretty much, I'm about 90% there. I think the other 10% is if Justin wants to be there or not. Whether there's a bigger deal that happens quickly in free agency, the Steelers will have to act quickly. But I don't know if any amount of talent coming in there is going to matter with this scheme. And that's what's worrying me a great deal. It really is. Chad Schrader, here we go. Steelers, here we go. Donald, winning a championship is not high on Art's priority list. Doesn't seem so. John Broadway, I believe we didn't use Mount Washington as we should have had more opportunities. Should have had more opportunities yet, never allowed to show his talents properly. Yeah, I was a big fan of Darnell, still am, and I still think that he could be really amazing in the NFL if utilized correctly. And I think the duo of Pat Freiermuth and Darnell Washington, if utilized in the pass game in a real way, could be ultra effective, man. I just think that the Steelers have to get out of their own way. Let's be honest. Mike Tomlin has to get out of his own way. Arthur Smith, get out of his own way. Now, here's the thing with coordinators, guys. You've seen the same product no matter who the coordinator has been. And this is why I say this. With Steelers coordinators, the thing is this. You can't gauge anything about their performance because you don't know what kind of marching orders they're on. You just don't. Considering the product has been the exact same so many times without any change. No matter what the scheme is that's being brought in, according to the track record of that coach, what they like to run, what they like to do. No matter what, that scheme never changes. It's the same Steelers, same game in, game out, down in, down out, year after year. Steel life, hard to have any hope with this coaching staff, but this coaching staff, regardless of the QB, absolutely, man, I agree with you. The staff is hot garbage. Tomlin's ego is the defensive and offensive coordinator. His ego is one in which I've not seen many egos as crazy as his, and I know people will argue with me about that, and they want to talk Tomlin up. And if you're looking to hype Mike Tomlin up, this isn't the show for you. I'm not willing to do that because I'm not willing to tell a lie. I'm not willing to sit here and feed false information to our viewership, to our loyal fan base of Steelers fans here that listen day in, day out. I'm not willing to feed you that line of hot garbage because they are hot garbage, just as Steel Life said. Yo, what's up, Sean? I got rid of your boy. He was back. I only did 24. I didn't have any other button to hit. But yeah, you definitely have to take that into consideration, guys. And if I'm an NFL player, I don't know if I want to come here. I don't. And I've never said that as a Steelers fan. I've never thought that as a Steelers fan. I've never sat here and said to myself, if I were a player, would I want to go inside of this Pittsburgh Steelers building? And the answer has never been no for me. But right now, that answer would be a hard no. And I can give you many reasons why. Stagnant, stale, many reasons that all resemble those words. It's not good. They don't change. They don't do anything that screams out, we're making an effort to win a championship. Daniel says some of the Steelers games, the offense looked lazy, like they hated the game plan. They did. They looked disinterested. Downtown says the reality of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting different results. Yes, Tomlin is insane in the membrane. Got no brain. Must be insane. Absolutely. I missed that song. But you're right, Downtown. That is the definition. Absolutely, my friend. Za Curry, I know with how wishy-washy the media plus the fans, I wouldn't want to play for the Steelers either. Yeah, and I would find it really difficult, guys, to go up to the podium week in and week out and answer the questions of the mediocrity and the why the whys and explain how the system doesn't change, doesn't adapt, doesn't progress. Why does it look like a high school offense? I've seen high school offenses look more complex, and I'm not lying about that. This Steelers team is stale in a major way, and anybody that wants to sit here and lie to you and say that they're, oh, they do a lot of different things, buddy. I watched the game. The proof's in the pudding for me. I don't need any explanation from anybody. I see it down in, down out, and you do too. We all see it. There is no sitting here propping it up and acting like it's something that it's not. It's definitely not anything that we can sit here and act like it's something different. Roberta Campbell in the house. Good evening, everyone. I believe any player who really wants to win a championship wouldn't want to come to the Pittsburgh Steelers right now. Yeah, 100, Roberta, 100%. And that is the thing. Most of these free agents, and we have to be real. Let me get a drink here, guys. We have to be absolutely 1,000% true to ourselves here. Any player that is looking to win a championship, that is looking to take that career to the next level, what are they going to be looking for in the team? They're going to be looking for an established quarterback, point blank, period. It's not about Mike Tomlin. People that sit here and say, people come to the Steelers because of Mike Tomlin. Get off your fucking high horse and take your ego and park it at the door. Because trust me, people that are actual real players that want to chase Lombardi trophies aren't coming to the fucking Steelers because of Mike Tomlin. What screams out Lombardi trophy to you about Mike Tomlin? Nothing. Not one thing. Something that he did almost 2 decades ago? Come on. With the team he didn't construct? What else about Mike Tomlin screams out to you championship? Nothing. I wouldn't want to come here anyway. And if you're the Steelers, and free agents are not going to be beating down your door, in my opinion, because they're going to want to go someplace where there's a quarterback in place and there's a defense. And the Steelers may have names on defense, but that's not a real defense. That defense is the highest paid unit in the league and look like fucking shit. Why? Let's go over why. Their lack of creativity, their lack of scheme, their basic approach to every down. They never changed, guys. Their schematics didn't change. They had a formula that won against Lamar Jackson. That's the only time they changed, and they switched it to something that didn't work. And they did have a formula, and they did switch it. And it was a simple formula. The RPO bullshit that Lamar Jackson has to run on every down in, down out, because he's probably going to run the ball a lot. You crash down on the quarterback. You leave the interior of the defensive line and the middle linebackers to clean up the run game. You control Lamar Jackson through the outside linebackers, crashing down, creating disruption onto Lamar Jackson. That's the formula, guys. This isn't fucking rocket science. That was the formula. And they changed the formula to the outside linebackers crashing down onto the running backs. That's what they changed that formula to. And who did they have coming in to clean up Lamar Jackson? Minkah Fitzpatrick from the safety position. Just saying, guys, that's the type of change that they did. That's the only real change I saw all season. And it was one that was negative. Sean says we could get Patrick Mahomes and still finish with a 9 or 10 wins as long as Mike T is the coach. It seems that way, bro. It definitely does. Wave that terrible towel for Miss Pittsburgh. Saw with the Steelers emoji. Sean says, what's up to me, Miss P? Downtown 100% exactamundo, Roberta. Mark Malone, if they do come here because of Tomlin, it's because Tomlin will just let them slack off all week. Then wander around the field like they're lost on Sunday. Yeah, show up late to the game. I mean, your number one wide receiver to the biggest regular season game of the year against the number one team in the NFL shows up late and gets nothing for it. Oh, And he cost your team a fucking touchdown because he half-assed the play, and Russell Wilson puts one of the few laser beams of his time with the Steelers on to Pat Freiermuth in the back shoulder, but yet the safety was right there because George Pickens was half-assing, and he was supposed to be over top of George, and he said, oh, that guy's half-ass. I'm going back here to the only receiver that makes any fucking sense. Just saying. It's that simple, guys. Don't let these podcasters out there and all these so-called experts sit out there and feed you a line of horse shit. It really is this simple. It really is. When you try to reinvent the wheel and you try to outsmart yourself, you get the results similar to the Steelers' results. When you can't change, when you can't adapt, it's sad, man. Downtown, that window of players in Tomlin all singing Kumbaya is long gone, and rightfully so. Amen, man. But you still have some of the older players that are out there, oh, Mike was the best. You were around Mike Tomlin when he was gifted a Ferrari of a quarterback and a young Ben Roethlisberger. A Hall of Fame talent, guys. You can say whatever you want about Ben Roethlisberger, but he won Super Bowls, and he's a Hall of Fame talent, and he could sling it around the backyard with the best of them. You can say whatever you want about Ben. But he was a fucking franchise guy, and Mike Tomlin had him at his disposal and couldn't do nothing with him. Nothing. And I don't want to hear, oh, he went to a Super Bowl with him, 2 Super Bowls with him. Yeah, he won 1, lost 1. That was very early, but never could do anything else. And Ben had players around him. Ben had AB, had Le'Veon Bell, had guys around him, had Heath Miller. Never could get it done. Black and Gold. Hey, brother. Just got off work, tuning into my favorite Steelers talk. What's up, Black and Gold? Good to see you, man. Hopefully you had a good day at work, bro. Steel Life, it just feels like a trap because Tomlin isn't going anywhere. As a fan, it's hard to have any hope knowing he will be here as long as he wants. That's the problem with over loyal, guys, with being over loyal. And again, I know the Steelers want to be that franchise that everybody talks about, longevity and leadership longevity and the loyalty that they have and how solid of a franchise. That's what they want to be known for. But sometimes you overdo it. It's like anything else, guys. You can overdo a perfectly good steak, can't you? You can overdo a perfectly good situation with the football team too. It's that easy, guys. This is not hard. This is not hard. And the people that have no success in the NFL make it a lot harder. The people that have no success at any level, they make it a lot harder than what it is. And I'm not saying you're going to win championships if you keep it simple. I'm not saying that's all you need to do because that's not true. But when you get the right group, you got to seize the moment, man, and you can't overcomplicate it. You got to do the simple things right. You got to do the basic things better than anybody else. That's how you win. And people don't want to hear that nowadays. Everybody wants to be the guy that fucking scores 100 points. Everybody wants to be the superstar. But it takes an army of role players. It takes a group of players that do the little things right, down in, down out. The guys you don't got to question. That's what wins, guys. We've lost sight of that. We've lost sight of that. And that's why when I get beat down because I don't rely on just numbers, people dog me for it and say that I'm stupid, that numbers matter. They do matter. But it's not the main thing. You gotta find guys with similar mind frames, man. You gotta make a team. You gotta make a real unit. Rubber Road, most of the last season they had Minka playing so far off the line of scrimmage, it wasn't the equivalent of the worst fielder being stuck in right field and hoping no one hit the ball to him. It was the equivalent of that. Sorry, I misread it. It was. It is. I remember Little League, anybody that sucked in the field, you put them in right field and just said, man, there's a very few left-handed hitters out there. We're going to go ahead and stick them in right field. That's what it was like, yeah. Again, And definitely that's exactly what they did against Baltimore the last two games, guys. They went in there thinking we're going to outsmart Harbaugh. We've only had a game plan that's beat them, fucking 20,000 times in a row, but we're going to outsmart him here and just make one little tweak that was stupid as shit to make. I miss when the crowd chanted, "Heath, me too, dude, me too." You are only as strong as your weakest link in the NFL. You're only as strong as your weakest link everywhere, Sean. You are absolutely right. Everything you do, your unit, your team, your work team, anything, you're only as strong as your weakest link, man. You're picking up the slack of your weakest person. So you got to get that weakest person, the weakest link. You got to get them to a operational level, man, so you don't have to baby them and hold their hand. All right, guys, double tap that screen, hit that like button, send us out into that YouTube algorithm as we are getting back on the roll here, getting back going. Little hiccups here and there, but we'll get back moving. So I appreciate you guys so very much. So make sure you're sharing the show, liking it, all that good shit. If you're not subscribed, make sure you do subscribe. But sharing the show, man. Everybody got a Facebook, everybody got a Twitter, everybody got all these social media accounts. Just come on, hit share. It'll bring up, share it to your social medias, invite people to come have conversation with us. Definitely something really cool to have more and more people. I have been liking it though lately. I feel like we haven't had crazy chats as of late, and when we have had crazy people in, we've been getting rid of them. So it's been a lot chiller, man, a lot more chill. I've been off the pop for a long time, man. I haven't really been drinking pop, and if I do drink pop, it's Sprite usually. But I had to have one, man, today. I took the kids over to Chipotle before the show, and we were outside playing wiffle ball, me and my youngest son, and I went over to get the kids Chipotle, and I'm like, I got to stop and get a pop. I already had pulled out a Chipotle, or I'd have got one there, but I was like, I just need a pop. Yeah, I like Coke too, man. I'll have a Coke every once in a while with pizza and wings and shit. So I have been thinking about it, guys. I usually watch the games with my kids, but I am going to next year. Maybe Sean will join me too. I am going to have a couple live streams next year. We're going to, when the schedule gets fully ready to roll and it's out and we got all the dates and we got which teams, I'm going to take some of the away games and we are going to do watch alongs with those. So we'll see. I'm only going to take like 2 or 3. I don't do it very often. But definitely we're going to do a couple next year. So definitely you guys, that'll be fun. I think we can have a good time with it. We always got the flag to throw, so we can pitch that and bitch and scream and yell. So we'll see how it goes. Mark says, I used to love Coke Zero, or love Coke. Yeah, man, with pizza and wings, I don't know why. It's always so good. But you can't drink it out of a can or a bottle. You got to pour it over a glass of ice, man. That is so good, dude. So good. Black and Gold says, LeBeau had the best schemes, and I haven't seen a Tomlin-led D do anything but give up tons of yards and late comebacks. Rooney was said to tell Mike to back off. Hope it was true. I don't think Mr. Rooney has any type of nuts, man. I don't. I don't think he tells Mike Tomlin anything. I think he just sits back and goes, yeah, Mikey, this is great. We love being average. We love being mediocre. We love not winning a playoff game in a decade. We love this. This is great, Mike. Long as you're here, we're great, Mike. We're great. I feel like that's the conversation that goes on in Rooney's office. Sean says, happy Ash Wednesday to you all. Well, thank you, Sean. Happy Ash Wednesday, everybody. Mark Malone got in my mustache something terrible, though. Yeah, it does get sticky if your beard's a little grown out. I can never let my beard grow out, though, guys. This is about as much, and I'll shave it tonight because it starts to itch my face. Like right now, I can feel and like my cheeks are starting to itch a little bit because I'll get like little hairs poking out up here, like my beard going up. So I got it. It itches my face too bad. So long as I keep it low, it's good. Robert Rhodes says only 3 more years of Tomlin unless Art II gives him another extension. This team needs a new direction desperately. I couldn't agree more. I could not agree more, man. I'm fearful that this franchise is going to end up in the cellar before he's gone. All right, guys, double tap that screen. Send us out into that YouTube algorithm by sharing the show, subscribing to the channel. We truly appreciate it. By next season, we want to be taking over, man. And I say this, you may not come here because I got all the analytics. You may not come here because, this is the most insider-driven podcast. But I want this to be the place that we all just come and bullshit, man. I give you my 2 cents, and I've been working on some stuff, and I keep forgetting to do the calls, but we got to try that. I think I'm going to have Sean try it first, and Facebook call me and do a live show where it's private to where we can see if it's too loud or not. So maybe I'll do that here soon this weekend. I've been wanting to do it. So we got stuff coming down, and I know it's a lot of me talking, but the live chat is all you guys. So definitely want to do more of that, and I think that that's the reason that everybody should come here, because it's not me trying to force my opinion down your throat. I give you my opinion, but you guys definitely have your own, and I think that that's what's special here. There's all these other channels that when you make a comment, and if it's not what they think, they're going to make you look like a dick beater on TV or on YouTube. That's what they're going to do. They'll be like, no way. I told you, I know somebody in the organization. I was just on the phone with them. Guys, that ain't happening. This is just fan talk, dude. Sean says, I gave up alcohol. Well, that sucks. I gave up alcohol a long time ago. I drink it here and there, though. I don't know why. I've just never been a big fan of drinking. I hate to feel like shit in the morning. So I've never been a big drinker. I used to be. When I first met my wife, man, when, you're young and, I just got out of the military, we'd be rolling around and just going out. So I'd just drink, and have fun. But once, you have kids and you're settled, I don't know. I just never really been a drinker. I just didn't want to wake up and feel bad. And every time I drink, I do. Armand says, Rooney will fix it when the revenue reduces. Pittsburgh averaged 20,000 empty seats a game a few years ago. And at the end of the Knoll area, they lose per cap amount of money spent on jerseys, beer, and food. Here's the thing. The Pittsburgh Steelers are sold out. Their tickets are sold. So just because the seats were empty, their tickets are still sold. Now, I can get on board with you. The beer, the food, all that definitely will take a hit if you're not putting asses in the seats. No doubt about that. But how much revenue does beer and food come up, per week compared to the ticket sales, the TV deal? That's the thing that will never make these teams go into the toilet financially, is they got massive TV deals, the revenue sharing that comes back. These teams make money, man, and they make lots of it. Guys, I got a zit right here. I never get zits, and I got a zit right in the inside of one of my nose nostrils. And literally, it is the most bothersome thing in the entire world. I didn't give up anything for Ash Wednesday, though, man, now that you're making me think about it. I don't ever do that. I don't know why. I don't ever give up anything. I don't know. I never have. And I'm, pretty religious, man. I do the church stuff. I pray. I do all my stuff. But, man, I don't know why. I don't know why I never do. Let's go Bengals. Get shit on. Armand, ticket prices freeze, too. They freeze? I don't know. I thought they went up every so often. They're a freaking fortune now if you try to buy them online. Oh, my Lord. Rooney, 2 is the next Jerry Jones. I don't know. Jerry Jones, the reason why the Dallas Cowboys are bad is because Jerry Jones is the general manager, and he doesn't know what he's doing. Let's be honest. It just is what it is. He gets some great players, because, he picks some good ones in the draft here or there, but He just overall team, he just can't put it together. He can't. Yeah, Jerry's one of them people that has a few shiny toys, but other than that, it's just the rest is just kind of eh. Roberta Campbell, I am a Pepsi girl on ice for sure, but I only drink one a day. Well, that's good, man. I don't drink very many. I haven't had a Pepsi in a while. Long time. Downtown Mexican Coke in the bottle is the way it was back in the 70s. Sugar is way up. Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah, Mexican Coke, no doubt. No doubt. It's 1,000 times different, man. For sure. 1,000 times different. It's so much better. Black and gold, yeah. In Mexico, man, they drink so much Coca-Cola, dude. So much. It's like fucking crazy. There's a documentary on YouTube. Go watch it. It's absolutely crazy. Black and gold, yeah, I have to use that to guard when shaving, or I'll be wearing everything I ate on my face. Yeah, man, no doubt. Then Stillers will wake up. I heard they made it better back then. Definitely, I felt like pop was different back then. When my mom and I used to drink a lot of pop when I was a kid, we used to drink 2 liters of Pepsi. And yeah, it was definitely, it just tasted different. I don't know why. Black and gold, I'm here because you're honest and not commercially driven with the ethics, and I feel like I'm at a buddy's house. Thank you, man. Shooting the shit. Yeah, that's what we want it to be, for sure. Definitely. I've had opportunities to put ads on here even, and I haven't. Like, I could put regular ads on here right now, and I don't. I do it on when I do regular videos and shit. I do put the ads on then, and I will put the ads on after the show, but during the live show, I won't. I've had opportunities to do ad reads, and I've tried a couple times here and there with little things, like when we were trying to go a different direction with other people. I was trying to do that, and I just ain't there yet with it, to be honest. I don't want to be there. I still like doing what we do. So, yeah, maybe one day I'll have to just to pay the bills or something, but it'll still be the same basis, man. I don't care. Even if I was inside the Steelers locker room, I wouldn't try to belittle people. I don't know. I don't like that. No, Zaw. I was going to do it on Facebook calls, but I don't know if that's going to be able to do it or not. Sean brought up some good ideas to get like a burner phone, like a track phone, and do it and link it in that way. Maybe that's something, and then have like a legit phone number to call and stuff. So maybe we'll do that. I don't know. I had thought my idea with the Facebook calling was good, but I talked to Sean. Maybe it's not as good. I don't know. We'll see. Day 59 today of no beer. I never drink sugary drinks outside of some pizza and Chinese food. I have had no bread, crackers, chips, or fried food. I think I hit 280 in early January, 255 now, goal 210. Oh, sweet, dude. Congratulations, Robert. It's tough to stay off that, man, because Chinese food and shit's so good. I love Chinese food. Literally, guys, I go down to the Chinese shop up the road, and I randomly just get quarts of vegetable fried rice and just fucking eat that shit without anything else. I mean, it's good, dude. It's salty. It's good. Definitely. We eat a lot of pizza here too. But that's awesome, man. Congratulations. I'm about 210, 213. That's where I've been hovering here in my older days. I heard DK wants a trade from Seattle. I think I like him for a fourth or fifth since Debo went for a fourth to the Redskins. Yeah, I mean, definitely. And you're going to have to pick up his salary, which isn't crazy in terms of big time wide receivers right now. So, yeah, I definitely would do that, black and gold. I think a fifth round would be awesome. Even if you had to do a fourth, I'd be willing to do that, no doubt. I'd be even willing to give up Minka Fitzpatrick for DK Metcalf. Just saying. Cruz Melvin, Jerry Jones is a meat gazer. Ernie Lopez, what do you think about getting Sanders or Dart with Fields starting this year? You're not going to get Sanders, Ernie. That's not going to happen. He'll be gone in the top 5, top 10 area. No doubt about that. Dart, that's a possibility. I would be okay with that, definitely. Him, Howard, Those are my probably guys that I would want, in my opinion. But I think Fields is the only logical answer. I do. I just don't see another path that financially makes sense. I just don't. Because I think you can get Fields. I think if you went to Justin now, and I think they already have, and said, look, dude, 10 million, 3 years, fully guaranteed, roll it. Who cares if he sits the bench the third year if you get a guy that's a rookie? Who cares? You'll probably want him to start for 2 years because let's face the facts. You're probably eyeing to get a franchise quarterback in 2026. And if Justin Fields somehow pulls his head out and becomes a top shelf, top flight NFL Super Bowl contending type quarterback, you pay him big bucks. You win. You win either way, guys. I just don't think you lose. Yeah, you might not be as ultra competitive as you want to be because maybe Fields doesn't get it done like you'd want. But hey, I think the door's open for better opportunity inside of the draft. You're not paying an astronomical figure in terms of money. You're still getting an athletic quarterback that can get you out of the dismal, nasty, sad, stale offensive system of the Pittsburgh Steelers by taking off and running every once in a while. So that's just my philosophy. Debo went to Washington. Damn, they are going to be a tough team to beat. You didn't know that, Sean? Yeah, Debo went there. Yeah. For cheap, dude. For cheap. They just wanted out from underneath his salary, really. Downtown Jerry's kids aren't even worth the stars on their helmet. Talk about living in the past glory. Yeah, they're nuts. Nick Steelers, what's up? Roberta Campbell, that's my choice too. Vegetable fried rice. I love vegetable fried rice. Robert Rowe, congratulations. That's from downtown. Rice is the equivalent of sugar. I can't eat any of it if I want to lose weight. Yeah, it's not good for you, dude. Yeah, it's not, but it's so good. It's so good. Armand, Minka plays 35 yards deep over the hill. Yes, trade him for a wideout. I'm down, Armand. I'm down. 729 Ravens flock. I'm sure I am entirely welcome in this stream. Yeah, we don't mind Ravens fans. We don't mind Ravens fans at all, actually. Unless you're annoying. Robert Road never had high sugar diagnosed with diabetes, but I am sure like 80 to 90% of the U.S. population, I am a bit insulin resistant. Yeah, dude. Our country is so unhealthy, man. We eat like shit. You can lose weight on an all-carb diet. You can lose weight anyhow, man. I mean, you just got to work out a lot, I'm pretty active. I think that's why my weight maintains the way it does. But I think genetics, too, plays a role into it. And my mother was always ultra thin. She was just a busybody. My dad's not fat. Asshole, yes, but fat, no. He's had belly at times, but not like fat. So, yeah, I think genetics has something to do with that, a little bit too. It makes it harder or easier to lose weight. That's why, it's hard to ever knock anybody for ever not being able to lose some pounds sometimes because sometimes it's just hard, dude. So, everybody's journey with that's a little different, no doubt about it. The only thing I can speak of is my experience. And if I feel like I'm gaining a couple LBs, I just go for an extra walk or something, or just stay active a little bit longer or something. But I just try to stay moving too. Even when I work in the hospital, you figure I'm on my feet and I'm walking the whole time, room to room, down halls, this way, that way, this way, that way. So, yeah, you're just walking. Walking does help, man. Good night, downtown. Ganja King B. How about that Dart kid looking good, huh, Mike? Yeah, man, I like Jackson Dart, dude. I wouldn't mind having Jackson Dart. Some people do, Zah. Some people can't gain weight at all even. That's another thing. Ernie Lopez, Metcalf would be nice. He's a professional and maybe could show Pickens how to be one. Yeah, and you've never heard of really anything crazy from DK Metcalf's camp, that would discourage you from bringing him in. Uh, you know, 20% of adults have that have a fatty liver or normal weight to being underweight. I don't even know if I don't know if I have a fatty liver. Mark Malone puts in who he's liking at the QB spot. Jason, what's your 3 round mock draft? That's from G Stacks. Yeah, I wanted to put one out here and I haven't done it, man. Um, I'm all about DK Pittsburgh from Ganja. Metcalf would be a great addition. Nolan says, hold on, G. I'll answer you here one second. Nolan says, say we were able to get DK, and if only we kept Russ and draft a guy like Dart to sit behind Russ, do we think this would be more ideal than keeping Fields and signing a wide receiver 2 in free agency? I just think Russ is going to cost a lot of money, man. I think people don't take the finances into it, And I know there's ways to get rid of the cap hit with different ways to put everything into a bonus, move things to salary that were from a bone. There's different ways, man. And I'm no capologist, but there are different ways, many different ways. I get that part, but I just think the financial obligation to Russell Wilson right now just doesn't make sense for me because I think the Steelers' year is 2026. And that's where, guys, that's why it's hard maybe to understand what I'm trying to say sometimes if you don't listen all the time, because if you're a steady listener, you know that I have my eyes set on 2026 as the way the Pittsburgh Steelers can become ultra productive and get a franchise guy. That's just my opinion. Now, are there outs here in 2025 that make sense? Absolutely. Mark's guy, I can never pronounce his name. I don't know why. It's just one of them words that don't come off my tongue right. Dart, I like Howard. There's several that could hit. That you could get. As far as G saying, what's your 3-round mock? I don't have any particular names that I think will be definitive at a certain spot in the draft, but I look for the Pittsburgh Steelers to really go after in the first 3 rounds. They're going to go offense 2 of those picks, and they're going to go defense 1 of those picks, and that's going to be a defensive lineman. Whether that's at round 1 or round 2, it'll definitely happen within the first pick or 2 for the Steelers, and that's, the defensive lineman pick. They have to get a guy that's a run stuffer there. They don't have any choice. They got to get some depth there. They got to make themselves better at that spot in terms of depth. But I could also see them stray from the game plan if a Jackson Dart's available, if somebody that they like at the quarterback position is there in the late first, early, the 2nd round area, 3rd round area. So I could see them coming off that game plan anywhere there. Sorry, guys. So that's what I'm thinking. But I definitely think it's 2 offensive players and a defensive players. That defensive player with their first 3 picks without a doubt. That's just what I'm thinking. Roberto, I personally don't think anyone can get through to Pickens. No, he seems like a bonehead. He doesn't seem very intelligent. And everybody wants to say when they made that comment and he was like, nah. That guy didn't know what the fuck you were saying. That wasn't an act. He's that dumb. Thanks, Ganja King. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, bro. Out of the 2 QBs, Fields is the better option if he is willing to come back, and if not, still move away from Russ. Yeah, if Russ was the last guy standing, and you had to waste $25 million, $30 million, go ahead. He might even want more than that, guys. He made $40 million last year. The Steelers just only paid a couple million of it. They paid 1.2, 1.7 or something like that. In that area, they paid the vet max, is what, the max minimum deal in terms of his time in the league. And the Denver Broncos paid $38.5 million. So, the guy made $40 million last year to play football. So he's not going to be cheap. I don't see him being much cheaper than that. Craig Werlow, if Fields or Wilson don't sign by Sunday, won't get either because Monday starts legal tampering, which will cause a ripple effect for a wide receiver. Yeah, they got to get it done, man. They got to make their big moves early. They got to make their moves now, man. And many people said within the week they had to get this shit done. And here we are Wednesday, and they haven't done shit. Robert Rowe, Mark Malone, loosen up that arm. We don't have a QB now. Absolutely. Mark's going to come off the bench, baby. Focus, dude. We are a Steelers fan, Focus Sweat. Roberta, I'd like to see the Steelers trade down as much as they can, stack up picks for next year's draft. I'm all about trading George Pickens and Minkah Fitzpatrick and stack picks for 2026 because I just think that that's the opportunity. Yeah, 2026 is going to be good for a quarterback pick. Maybe Archie, Drew, or Nico. They're all 6 foot forever and would come from good programs. And what better to draft a QB in the first round at home in Pittsburgh? Yeah, that'd be sick. What's up, Tom Ford? I would take Archie next year. This year's quarterback draft class doesn't impress me. I'd take Mark for QB. What's up, Lindsay C? Ernie Lopez says Sanders is dropping. He will be there in the late first round. That's the talk I've been hearing from the so-called experts. I don't think he makes it that far, but maybe he does, Ernie. They may be right, but I don't know. It's so hard to gauge that shit. That is Mark Malone's. That's the Steelers' famed Mark Malone. He's ours. He's our guy. He's our quarterback. Robert Road, I think the Broncos are still paying Wilson. They took an $85 million dead cap hit last year for Wilson. Oh, wow. If they'd have to pay him again this year, holy shit. I didn't know that, Robert. I thought they were out from under it after this year, or after last year. That'd be crazy, bro. All right, guys, we got to wrap it up. Thank you for joining us, and that's the question, man. Will the Pittsburgh Steelers find and figure out this wide receiver carousel? And can they nail down a quarterback early enough in the free agency process here that they don't get screwed there too? They can't tinker like they did last year inside of free agency. They got to pull the trigger quickly. There is no wait. They got to get it done before all the good players are taken and they're left standing with their pants down, starting fucking guys like Skylar Thompson in week 1. They got to get their shit together, my friends. And we're going to, time is about here to see if this all gets wrapped up, man. Mark, I'm actually Mason Rudolph's father. Good night, Roberta. Good to see you, man. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I'm Chris, by the way, and have a good night. Thank you. All right, Black and Gold, I'll remember you, man. I'll remember Chris. Robert Road, I heard scouts say Roman Wilson would be a top 10 wide receiver in this year's draft. Oh, shit. I don't know if that makes sense. Thanks, Ernie. Man, that's crazy, Robert. All right, guys, I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Come back. Anything you want to talk about, we'll kind of freestyle it tomorrow unless any news pops up from your Pittsburgh Steelers on a Thursday. So if not anything crazy, we'll have a good bullshit session. So see you tomorrow, man. I'm Jason. This is Mike, Drop Sports, and the show Steel City Live. Peace, my friends.